Hello guys, what you're looking here is a freelance skate wheel. This is a center set wheel, center core wheel. It's all centered, it's not like offset or like on the side. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to remove the bearing in here. So I'm using a Allen key to remove this. You can see that the walls of the wheel flexes a little bit so that I can conveniently pull the bearing out. Okay, so that was easy, right? And you can do the same with the screwdriver. Okay, so it shouldn't be a problem for you to pull out a bearing from any of the wheels which has a slightly soft plastic center core. Okay, so what will you do if the center core is made of aluminum or hard plastic? What will you do? Well, that's the episode all about today. So let's find out how we are going to do that. Okay, peace. Hi all, this is Srinivasan, a fine art photographer and a distance skater, coming to meet you all with another episode. We are going to do some unboxing today. It's a small tool for your activities regarding to skating. Okay, and as you saw the preview, so it's going to be a tool to remove the bearings. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox that tool. Okay, peace. So this package of the bearing remover is of the company Bones. So if you happen to have seen one of the very old or initial episodes wherein I discuss about the branded stuff, okay, companies that create skating accessories which are really branded and niche hardwares, that you can use it and carry it along with you. This is one such hardware. Okay, and this one surprisingly is coming from Haryana, a place called, I don't remember if I'm pronouncing it correct, Panchkula or something, I don't know. I haven't heard any skaters from that place, but it has a warehouse wherein it has something regarding skating. Okay, so with the price, it's cost me about 1490 in Indian rupees, 1490 rupees with reduction. Otherwise, this is going to cost you 1900 Indian rupees. The price is a little steeper, let me tell you that frankly. And why would you need such a tool which is very steep in price? In fact, it's equal to the price of this one wheel. Like 1.5 wheel of freelance skates. This one sells for about 1,200 or 300 bucks. One wheel on Amazon. Okay, by the way, I was lucky and got this for 300 bucks on Amazon during a lockdown or during pandemic crisis. Okay, so why would I buy a skate tool that is used for removing the bearings while I can remove it with a screwdriver or some sort of Allen key? So as I said before, if you're going to have a wheel that has some aluminum core or hard plastic, you're going to need this tool to remove that bearing from the aluminum center core. Okay, that second was like to keep the box aside. Okay, here we have, this is our bearing removal tool. It's well packed. Bones, it's from Bones. Okay, they are a branded company which does some good stuff, quality products. Okay, so I'm gonna cut open this. open, or I might have to do it one more time. Hope that doesn't give you some goosebumps. Yeah, scratching some sharp stuff gives me goosebumps for sure, but not when I'm doing it. If someone else does it for me, and that too come as a surprise. Oh, I didn't know it's all metal actually. I thought this white part would be plastic and this would be metal, but actually everything is metal. So how this work? This is a spring action button, and you have these cylinder here. This is of 8 mm in thickness, diameter, okay, and you have ball rings or some sort of locking mechanism here, okay. The one you will find something similar to the walker, I guess, wherein you adjust the height of the walker, So you press this button, the ball rings or the cylindrical head that is there retracts and lets you put your bearing remover into the 8 mm bearing hole, like the axle of the wheel. You release the button and then it kind of locks in and lets you remove the bearing. Unfortunately, this is not working as I expected or imagined, but it should remove. But yeah, it's sort of removing, but it's loose. I don't know why. Okay, I have a faulty product. Good that I'm recording it when I'm doing it. It's not removing the loosest bearing in the wheel that is there. I'm not sure it's going to remove any. I haven't seen any unboxing videos of this bones this thing. Probably I might have to return and ask for a replacement because this is an expensive product. Okay, that is a failure. It did not work. Probably I might have to ask for a replacement. And let me try here with this one. So I'm wondering, this is not completely going inside because of the spacer or something. That's why it could not see. If I put this here, it's not completely going inside because of the spacer and locking the bearing. That's why it's not able to pull the bearing out, I guess. See, you have a spacer inside. It's completely covering the entire length of the wheel. Let me try get my Allen key, remove the spacer and try this bearing remover, okay? Sorry for that couple of seconds. So that's the magnetic spacer. Oh shit, it won't come out if until I pull the yeah, came out. Now let's try pulling the bearing and see if this works. Yes, so the bearing puller works properly. If you're going to have a spacer inside and that's going to get in the way of these ball rings, it won't be released. That's what I observed, because like as I insert, this spring remained in the half position. It did not release completely, it was in the half position when the spacer was inside. So it works, but you shouldn't be having a spacer to remove the bearing. But unfortunately I have spacers on all the wheels and I won't be able to pull it until the spacers are on a different position or somewhere else. Let me try it once again. See, this is a surf skate wheel. So your bearing puller works. I never knew about this until this very moment when I'm recording this video, okay? I totally trusted this tool because I was imagining of worst case scenarios. People use electric skateboards and stuff like that, so they would want to get the bearings out. I thought this bearing is going to help, but this is not working if there is a spacer inside, okay? So that's a failure on that. Let me tell you, I frankly got this product for this one, the bigger wheel, and this one has the hard plastic around as the center core. So it's impossible for me to pull this out with this. I tried and it was really hard because this won't flex at all. This is 100 mm wheel. Okay? So the center core has to be strong enough to hold the weight. So this one also unfortunately has a spacer inside. I'm sure like the bearings won't come out because it's not released properly. I really do not know what to do here. Probably Bones could consider this as the design flaw, you know, and do something about it. Okay. For now, what I can do is like I can just use this tool and push the bearing from other side in an angled fashion and do it slowly so that I could push it out sometime. Okay, it's coming out. So this is going to work for you, but not when there is spaces around. So I think this is probably suited well for skate wheels, skateboard wheels especially. Skateboard wheels are known to be smaller. It's like this is 60 mm, that is to be 54 mm or something, and they may or may not have spaces inside. So probably this tool would suit them, but not for the longboard wheels. As you saw, if you have spaces, it's not going to work at all. So you got to use a different tool. But for me, though, the product was like not going to be that much useful, but this is the proper use of the product anyways, and that's a big bummer for me, and that's a huge budget on my wallet and a huge cut on my savings as well. But that's not something not to be worried upon. Okay, so this works. Only thing is the spaces are kind of keeping these balls inside as you put them in. Okay, so that's why you're not able to pull it out. You saw like you can pull this out when you don't have a spacer. So I think I could find a way to work around to get the bearings out of this bigger wheel, but that's how the bearing thing works. And this is very small, like you could put it on your pocket and go and have it on emergency needs, you know, during your rides or during your skate adventures. Okay, on your skate park, all of a sudden you want to change your wheel, change your bearings, you could do that. So that's bearing remover from Bones for you guys, and it's all metal construction. It's perfect and it's good, very good actually, and it has a hole here for your lanyard. You could put it use it as a keychain as well. Probably I'll do that. And yeah, there you go. That's Bones bearing remover for you. Okay, and this is going to be my bearing remover forever. Yesterday I was looking at the video of a YouTube channel called Studio Binder. They happen to be the screenwriting software provider as well. They are cloud based, and they put up on a video talking about irony in movies. They classified into 3 and everything. Okay, so I couldn't remember every subcategories, but this is really an irony. We thought of something and the reality was different. Anyways, hope you guys had fun watching this and hope it was useful. Okay, peace. I don't have a skate wheels yet. That budget for the skate tracks went into this Bones bearing remover. Probably when I can afford the next time, I'll probably show you if it could work with the skate wheels. Okay, until then, bye. This is Kicha signing off. So I used the Allen key in an angle and gave some pressure to push out the bearing from this one, applying pressure would damage your shield. Okay, when I try to rotate this metal shield is rubbing with the bearing, but it will come off. Like this can be overthrown when you ride it on a regular basis. I am still riding some of the damaged shields that is there on my LDP board. Okay, so fortunately mine is a 608ZZ metal bearings. ZZ stands for Z and Z stands for metal shields. So these are metal. Okay, this is going to stay forever. And if it was like 608 RS, the rubber shield bearings, I would have definitely broken the shield by now. You can still run the bearings or use the bearings without the rubber shields. You can remove this rubber shield or the metal shield here and put that facing inside. Okay, so you will be good enough. And don't worry, the ball rings will not fall out when there is no rubber shield. Okay, and the idea of having this wheel removed is, I do not know if it is worthy enough to be another video, but I'm going to change my LDP board wheels with this one. That's already having some sort of drop, because of the angle on the front fork and the rear fork. Front to be 12 and rear to be between 30 to 35 degrees. Okay, so when I have this 100 mm wheels, we already have a 70 mm wheel on that LDP board. So when you're just adding 30 mm to it, so you need not worry about it. And so I thought I could put this on my LDP board and it will stay forever. So for this reason, I'm not going to use these spacers on this. From next time onwards, I can use this bones bearing remover to pull this bearing off. So let's give a try. Now that I have removed one, I can use the bones bearing and try to remove this. Let's see how that goes. Okay, peace. I am improvising. If the people who follow my photography channel wonder like why am I not investing in photography, to buy some new stuff or buy some accessories which are affordable and cheap to make use for photography, the reason is like they are really expensive. Need to buy some really good quality products, and other accessories that you can buy for the moment is colored LED lights. I don't think that will be of great use in my room because like it's filled with stuff. So I don't think the small LED lights at the moment may not be good use. So let's, without wasting time, try this bearing puller with the actual wheel, which is having a very strong core. So it's locked in. Oh boy, it's not coming out. You see the bearing puller works, and it's going to take more than that. Okay, let me shift to a different angle for you to see me really actually pull it, because from here, my hands are coming around the camera or the mobile phone that I'm recording with. Okay, if I'm going to do it here, I might hit something, so I'll do that in a different angle. Okay, peace. Hope you guys can see me. Okay, I have it in my hand, and the bearing puller of bones is locked in. So then might have to use some strength. Dang, that's not coming out. My hands, the fingers hurt. Yeah, in one of my LDP videos I was talking about the lion spa, but looks like it's way more harder. Okay, finally I got it out. Okay, and good thing is like once the bearing is released from the wheel, okay, it doesn't fall out. Like if you're using an Allen key, when you're slightly pushing the bearing out of the wheel center core, the core, there are pretty good chances like it might roll and fall over from the table or from your hands or from the wheel itself, but it gets locked here. It doesn't fall, so that's one of the advantages. And finally I get to use it. I really thought like this product was really faulty, but it's not because of the fault. It's because when you push it in, this spacer, you know, it's kind of keeping the bearing puller's design ineffective. The balls are not able to release around the sorry I was remembering the old camera's position and muscle memory was going down. Okay, so the ball rings or the lock nut mechanism that was there on this bearing puller was not able to release the ball rings that are supposed to grab the ball, the bearing, you know, around from the other side. You know, it could not able to release. That's why it was free. Oh yeah, that's the reason. Let me see, like, let me give it one more shot if this works. Yeah, it doesn't work. So it's all because of the spacers which is not letting this retract. You could see how it retracts. So you got to put this on the proper direction. If you do it upside down, the ball is not retracting properly. So if you do it here, kind of retracts. Yeah, that's it. That's Bones bearing puller for you. Peace. So for the people, if you have the same kind of wheels and if you're trying to remove the bearing without the bearing puller like this, you have to move the spacers to the side like this, and then put your whatever tool that you have, something smaller, in an angle so that it sits on the edge or mouth of another bearing on the back side, and you push and it will come out. You don't have to hit it with a hammer or do some heavy stuff, you know. Your force from your palm is more than enough. Okay, peace. There is one little information which I really forgot to mention about this bearing puller, Bones bearing puller. It's 8 mm, which I said at the beginning of this video. The cylindrical head that you see here is 8 mm. Okay, so the thing is, like, people who design the skateboard thing, you know, they have kept the 8 mm bearings as standard for most of the skateboard thing, like from skateboards to cruiser boards to surf skates to longboards to dancing boards to any sort of longboards, and then LDP boards to small short board electric skateboard to bigger size electric skateboard to off-road electric skateboard to mountain board electric skateboard, or a mountain board as such, and to a off-road electric skateboard, you know, with bigger wheels. You know, those have the center core aluminum center cores, you know, as big as this one or even more bigger than this one. So they also use an 8 mm bearing. Okay, so this tool is universal. It can be used along for any sort of board that you have with you. Okay, provided the spacers doesn't come in the way. Otherwise, you got to find a workaround. Okay, so I've decided not to use a spacer on this because the core is too strong. Okay, normally if the core is weaker, okay, if you don't have spacers, the axle might put or the trucks and your weight and road vibrations might put too much pressure on the bearings, and bearings would slide out of the wheel. Okay, so that's why you have spacers, so that it takes most of the load on the center, the prime spot where the vibrations would come in, and keep the bearings in place. So this has some strong center core. That's why I'm trying to avoid a spacer in this, and I have to try this. I'm not sure about this, but If this doesn't work, probably I might use the spacer along with it. Okay, so this tool is universal and it's not going waste. It's going to be useful for every single kind of board that you have. Okay, that's the little thought I forgot to share. Peace.